Tonight is date night.
And we're gonna be making a high-end, romantic, fine dining, delicious Valentine dinner.
But there's a twist.
We will both buy each other a secret ingredient that we have to use in our dishes. Are you ready?
Let's go shopping.
Secret ingredient.
Got your secret ingredient, a fruit chutney. We'll see how that goes. We're back.
Secret ingredient reveal.
Wait, my one's in there.
My one's in here.
I decided to get you fruit chutney.
Fruit chutney. I was actually quite generous now that I think about it. I just got you basil.
Oh, nice!
Let's go.
I first started with the granita since it needs time to freeze. I blended strawberries and watermelons and strained it and added sugar, water and lime. Brought it to the boil and poured it in a flat tray to freeze. For the yogurt component, I mixed Greek yogurt, condensed milk and vanilla and froze until solid.
Alright, bear with me here because there's a few points to consider. I first started by making a prawn mousse by blending some prawns, garlic, spinach that I blanched and drained, with eggs, butter and cream, until it was all smooth and combined. I then transferred it into a piping bag, which I was going to need for later. Next was to thinly slice some zucchinis with a mandolin, then cut them in half. I then laid 2 layers of cling wrap on the bench, seasoned my 2 basa fillets, and then added my prawn mousse on one of the fillets and laid the other fillet on top of it. I then laid the zucchini slices and put the fish on top of it, while gently grabbing the cling film and rolling the zucchinis onto the fish. I was hoping for the zucchinis to wrap around the fish, but I thought it was good enough. I dropped it into ice water so it can start to firm up. I then started on my fish crumb. I boiled some fish with miso until it was basically overcooked. I straight it into the pan and added soy sauce, oyster sauce and sesame oil. Lastly, I cooked it on a very low heat while stirring until I got something like this.
I quickly made some meringue kisses for garnish by whisking egg whites, sugar and cream of tartar until stiff. I then folded in some cornstarch and dry mint for crispiness and flavour.
Now on to the sides. I started off by peeling my butternut pumpkin, added 2 chopsticks to get that nice Hasselback cutting, added some olive oil, salt and then started roasting. Meanwhile, I made a quick glaze with soy sauce, rice vinegar, honey and garlic and basted the pumpkin every 5 to 6 minutes. Side number 2. I scraped the inside of 2 portobello mushrooms and kept them on the side. I then sliced some onions and started frying them on a low heat before adding some diced salami and the inside bits of the mushrooms. Cooked that off for a bit longer and added my Savoy cabbage. Once everything was cooked down, I added some cream and thickened it up with a corn slurry. And just like that, my stuffed mushrooms were ready to go in the oven. Back to our main dish, I was now working on the garnish, so I burned some leek. Once it was soft and black, I peeled the burnt layer off and cut it in half. I also took the fish out of the fridge and placed it in the steamer for around 20 minutes before placing it in an ice bath again.
As for the secret ingredient, I decided to make a basil gel to tie everything together. Start by boiling sugar, water and agar powder and then adding the washed basil and blending it straight away to avoid the leaves going brown. Strain and set in the fridge until firm, then blend again to give it a perfectly smooth gel consistency.
It was now time to use that fruit chutney, so I started by reducing some vinegar and lemon before adding the chutney, which I pushed through a strainer to get a smoother consistency. All I had to do from here was add cream and a whole bunch of butter to make our sweet and sour sauce for the fish. And now finally I could cut the fish, put it in the oven with the leek just so they can warm up a little bit, and then I was ready to play.
Lastly, I just sliced some grapes for garnish and then all the components were done.